John Dornbos's journey from the roaring stadiums of the NFL to the bright, unpredictable stage of America's Got Talent is one of the most extraordinary transformations ever seen on television. When he walked onto the AGT stage for the very first time, audiences saw a calm, charismatic man with a warm smile, but very few knew the storms he had weathered long before that moment. John wasn't just another contestant hoping for a shot at fame, he was a man carrying a lifetime of lessons, heartbreak, resilience, and unstoppable positivity. His story stretched far beyond entertainment. As a professional football player who had spent over a decade in the NFL as a long snapper, John knew what discipline, pressure, and performance meant. But what the world did not know was that magic had been a part of him long before football ever entered his life. Magic wasn't simply a hobby, it was his escape, his healing, and ultimately his greatest gift. As he stood under those bright lights, John didn't just plan to perform a trick. He came to inspire, to connect, and to show millions that their past doesn't define their future. The AGT audience prepared to watch a magician, but what they were about to witness was a true master of storytelling through illusion, someone whose life itself had become a testament to the power of hope, purpose, and reinvention. Before John ever dreamed of becoming an NFL player or a world-class magician, his childhood took a tragic turn that would shape the rest of his life. At just 12 years old, he experienced a trauma that would have shattered most people forever. His father murdered his mother in a moment of devastating violence. Overnight, John's entire world collapsed. He became an orphan of circumstance, separated from his sister, and thrown into a life of uncertainty, fear, and emotional chaos. Many children never fully recover from such a tragedy, but John found a lifeline: magic. The simple act of learning tricks, perfecting illusions, and practicing sleight of hand became his therapy. It gave him something to focus on, something that belonged only to him. Magic was a world where pain could momentarily disappear, replaced by curiosity, imagination, and control. As John grew older, he poured every ounce of his energy into staying positive, staying focused, and fighting for a future he refused to let tragedy steal from him. His foster family supported his dreams, and gradually, he began to rebuild his life piece by piece. By the time he reached college, John wasn't just surviving, he was rising. His natural athleticism led him to football, a sport he had never imagined would open the door to a professional career. But beneath the shoulder pads and helmets, John never lost his love for magic. It waited patiently in his heart, ready for the day it would take center stage. John's NFL career was nothing short of remarkable. Most players last only a few years due to the sport's physical and mental demands, but John spent over 14 seasons in the league, a milestone few ever achieve. As a long snapper, he played for the Buffalo Bills, Tennessee Titans, and Philadelphia Eagles, becoming a fan favorite for his upbeat personality, leadership, and unwavering work ethic. He wasn't the biggest name on the team, but he was the kind of player every coach trusted. Behind the scenes, John continued performing magic for teammates, coaches, and friends, making locker rooms erupt with laughter and surprise. It was during these moments that he realized magic had never left his life, it had been patiently waiting. But football wasn't done with him yet. In 2016, something unexpected happened. After being traded to the New Orleans Saints, John underwent a routine physical exam that revealed a life-threatening aortic aneurysm. Without immediate surgery, he could have died at any moment. The shocking diagnosis ended his football career instantly. Instead of collapsing into despair, John chose to view this moment as a divine redirection. Football had given him so much, but now it was time to embrace the calling he had always felt deep inside: magic, storytelling, and uplifting others. The stage was waiting for him, and he was finally ready. When John stepped onto the America's Got Talent stage for the first time, the judges had no idea who he truly was. They saw a former football player with cards in his hand and assumed he might offer a simple, fun performance. But John didn't come with ordinary tricks, he came with an experience. He opened with his trademark humor, instantly making the audience feel comfortable. Then, with his dazzling blend of card manipulation and emotional storytelling, he delivered one of the most unforgettable acts in AGT history. His performance wasn't just about illusion, it was about life. He shared glimpses of his past, the lessons he'd learned, and the joy he found in connecting with people. Every move was precise, every word was intentional, and every moment felt magical in more ways than one. By the time he finished, the entire room was silent, absorbing what they had just witnessed. And then came the explosion of applause. The judges were stunned. Simon Cowell leaned forward, almost speechless, while Howie Mandel praised John for turning pain into purpose. And then, in a heartbeat that changed everything, John received the coveted Golden Buzzer, a recognition not just of his talent, but of the powerful story he carried with him. Golden confetti rained down over him, symbolizing triumph, healing, and destiny finally fulfilling itself. John's path after the Golden Buzzer only grew brighter. Week after week, he delivered performances that blended heart, humor, illusion, and wisdom. But what truly set him apart was his authenticity. He didn't pretend to be perfect. He didn't hide his past. Instead, he embraced it, turning his darkest moments into lanterns to guide others. Every performance carried messages about resilience, forgiveness, and joy, messages the world desperately needed. Even when performing mind-blowing illusions, he always made sure the audience walked away feeling inspired, uplifted, and hopeful. Offstage, John continued sharing his journey through motivational speaking, writing, and charity work. He became a global symbol of turning pain into power, and thousands reached out to him, thanking him for helping them heal through his story. His AGT journey wasn't just about proving he was a good magician, it was about showing that even after unimaginable tragedy, a person can reinvent themselves, rise again, and shine brighter than ever before. John didn't simply perform magic, he lived it. Today, John Dorenbos stands as one of the greatest examples of resilience and transformation. From a childhood marked by tragedy to a football career nearly ended by death itself, to a triumphant rebirth on one of the world's biggest stages, John has proven that destiny is not determined by what happens to us, but by how we rise from it. His Golden Buzzer moment on America's Got Talent wasn't just a celebration of talent, it was a celebration of survival, courage, and purpose. John's story continues to touch millions because it reminds us of something powerful. Life will break you, but it can also rebuild you in ways more beautiful than you ever imagined. He teaches that healing is possible, joy is attainable, and greatness can emerge from the deepest pain. Today, he performs around the world, motivating audiences, delivering jaw-dropping magic, and sharing the message that saved his own life. John Dorenbos isn't just a magician or a former NFL player, he is living proof that no matter where you come from, no matter how heavy your past is, you can still create a future filled with magic, meaning, and miracles.